Hello Star Wars The Old Republic players! Welcome to my first ever guide for the game. Today I will guide you on all the things you need to know about the Nightlife event, from how to start as a new player to what you can do when you become a veteran player of the Nightlife event. This guide will be using all the things that are introduced right now in the 2022 version of the Nightlife event. So let's begin. To start the Nightlife event for the first time ever, you can go to the fleet. There will be a newsletter floating hollows. You will click it and you will get the information about the Nightlife event. You will then go to Nar Shaddaa. Once you're in Nar Shaddaa, you're gonna go to Club Vertica. Regardless of Imperial or Republic side, you will always hit this very specific point in the map where it is a club. It just changes between factions the name, but it's always this very same point in the map. Immediately as you get there, you will be on the Nightlife area event. Once you get there, you can go to these boxes to the left or to the right called the advertisement terminal. This box will have a daily that you can do every day called buy in, sell out with different characters, but it will also include a long main quest that you can only complete once with a character. The daily buy in, sell out mission, for example, that I did here is very simple. All you have to do is interact with the microphone, give a pamphlet to a customer in the casino, and interact with the dance floor. Very simple. And you'll be getting that way your very first smuggler ships. After you do the daily that you get from that box, you can start with the main quest by going toward the end of the casino and talk with the pit boss. He will give you one by one the quests that are part of the big main quest. So essentially you'll be working in steps. The first one, for example, is the Fair Play Enforcer, where you're gonna locate, using the scanner, a cheater. There's no specific trick to this one, you just have to get lucky and see which one it is. You might get it right away, or it might take you a while. You just have to scan the tables both on the left and the right side of the casino. Once you complete that one, you get your very first Kingpin Casino ship. This is why we want to do these missions first before doing anything else, because you will be earning your very first ships without having to spend a single credit. Once you complete that one, you go to the pit boss and you hit another quest. And you will keep repeating this cycle every time you complete a quest with him. For this next one, Boss Sec knocks you out. You're gonna remove the problematic customers. So you're gonna walk around the casino and look for the tough customers. And you're gonna expel them from the casino. Some of them might even fight you in the process. Then again, you return to the boss, turn in your mission, get more ships, and we start the next one, data-driven services. For this one, you just have to find the right advertisement for the right client. So here, for example, for an affable clientele, you will use the aggressive marketing, and that will convince them. For the tough customer, I use the manipulative argument. And for the gullible patron, I use the sunk cost fallacy. So with that in mind, we're just gonna hit the rest of them and you'll be done with the mission. As you can see, these quests are very quick to do. Now the next quest is a bit more involved because you have to travel to Mekcha. Mekcha is one of the planets that you can access via the story of the expansion Onslaught. I don't know if you can't access that if you have never subscribed to the game, but if you have subscribed at some point after Onslaught, the expansion release, you should be fine. Either way, I personally recommend that you have a strong level character for this area because Mekcha is one of the high level areas and it's going to require you to fight some enemies on this planet. So all you have to do is look for the slight informant. You will find him on the casino area of Mekcha, where you will find other casino machines, and you can also play machines here if you want to take a break from the mission and hit a few machines. So then you just travel to the spot you're told to go to, talk to the secret leader, she won't be happy, and then you'll attack them and fight them out. Next, you have to do the very same thing I did there, but instead of going to Mekcha, you'll be doing it on Nar Shaddaa itself. You find your sly informant, he will tell you where to go, and then repeat the same thing of taking down the enemies. After you complete that, you should receive the main quest reward, which is an Emperor token. However, if you have already completed this with a character, you will not be able to get that reward for that character. You can still do all the quests, you just can't get the main reward Emperor token again with the same character. So now that you have your very first ships, we're gonna start using the Smuggler ships, and we're gonna go to the Smuggler slot machines. These are the ones with the green bluish glow. You can hit 2 machines at the same time. Some people even go as far as hitting 4 machines at the same time, but I think 2 is enough. And you can earn Kingpin chips using this machine. But the main thing that you want out of the Smuggler slot machine is the Feeling Lucky buff. The Feeling Lucky buff is a buff that you can use in the Kingpin machines that will last for 2 minutes. So once you get this buff, you will see it here below with a hollow Java telling you how much time you have left on that buff. Once you see that active, you will head to the Kingpin machines, the purple glowish ones, and you will keep hitting that machine until you get a prize or the buff runs out. The reason for this is because as soon as you win a prize, the buff will deactivate. It won't go away with failed machine runs, but it does go away as soon as you earn a prize or the buff simply runs out of time. Once the buff is gone, you will notice when you don't see the hollow Java anymore in your list of buffs. Once that's gone, you will go back to the Smuggler luck machines and get the buff again. And you can repeat this cycle over and over again between these machines to grind gold certificates and cartel market certificates. And if this is your very first Nightlife event, these are the things that you want to start grinding for. The gold certificates are exclusive to the Nightlife event, to use exclusively on the Nightlife vendor. These are located at the end of this casino, but you can also find them on Meksha in the area I showed you that also has the machines to run. In this vendor you can get a lot of cool decorations, personnel, outfits, weapons, and mounts, all themed to casinos, gambling, partying, basically items that are Las Vegas in Star Wars. So these are really fun to grind for, and gold certificates are fairly easy to grind with this method that I just explained to you. The other thing that's great to grind this way is cartel market certificates. The cartel market certificates can be used in the fleet in the cartel bazaar. When you go to the cartel bazaar to the left, you will see a bunch of vendors and they use cartel certificates to buy items. The things that these vendors sell are a selection of cartel market items that instead of having to use cartel coins or a ton of credits by buying from the Galactic Trade Network, you will instead use these cartel certificates. This can come in very handy to get some really valuable items that cost a lot of money. For example, drones and hovering chair mounts, emo toys like the Sarlacc pit that have a lot of fun animation, and valuable dyes like primary black or secondary black that are super useful for armors that feature black in one color and you want to turn it in a black with black dye armor. Not only that, but on the stronghold section of the fleet, you will find a vendor that also sells decorations using cartel market certificates. It's quite a range of selection including Twi'lek dancers, other type of personnel, beds, carpets, Jawa scrap peddlers, which is great for you to use your Jawa scrap, and other type of decorations. So I definitely recommend that you check those out. Now there's only one challenging problem with cartel market certificates, and is that it requires you to increase a reputation with the Underworld exchange if you want to get some of the more fancier items from these vendors. And in order to do that, there's only 2 ways. The best and easiest way is with a contraband slot machine decoration. This is the decoration that you can find on strongholds, and you can buy one yourself and put it on your stronghold. However, to make things easier, I recommend that you go to the public listings of strongholds or even flagships and look for those that are very popular or very filled out, and usually they have a contraband slot machine as part of the decorations of that stronghold. And then all you have to do is get tokens from Felucia and keep playing that machine, and you'll keep getting reputation to keep increasing. It's a bit time consuming because of course reputation has a certain amount that you can earn per week, but ultimately I think it's worth it. But keep in mind, this thing that I'm saying right now has nothing to do with Nightlife event. So even if the Nightlife event ends, you can still go to someone's stronghold and look for a contraband slot machine decoration and grind this reputation, because anything related to the cartel certificates will always be there. The only thing that the Nightlife event does is to give you a way to earn the certificates, but otherwise they're not really part of Nightlife event, they're just simply an extra reward. Anyway, that was a rundown of everything for beginners to the Nightlife event. What does the Nightlife event offer for more veteran players who have played Nightlife before? Well, starting last year, they added the Emperor slot machines. In the Emperor slot machines, you can earn exclusive rewards that only drop from this machine. This includes the new weapons that were added this year. There's also pets and mounts from last year and this year as well. In order to play this Emperor machine, you need to earn them from Kimping machines. You can also buy them directly for a lot of credits, or you can even get them from random drops when you defeat enemies in any activity in the game. For example, I was doing Heroic the other night and I managed to get at least 2 Emperor machines in one weekly Heroic run. Now, a few important notes about this machine. It does not use the Feeling Lucky buff. You don't have to grind for the buff to use this machine. The reason for this is because the machine technically never fails you. The worst result that you can get from this machine is that it will give you your Emperor ship back and you just have to roll again the machine. However, the weakest reward that you can get is receiving 50 Kimping tokens as a reward. So instead of getting a cool prize or getting certificates, you just get a 50 Kimping tokens, which are still very useful, but ultimately is not what you're hoping for. So more often than not, you will find yourself winning a lot of 50 Kimping machines. So what do you do about that? That's when the new feature added this year comes into play, the max slot machines on the fleet. The max slot machines are found in the VIP section of the fleet. To access the elevator of the VIP area, you go to the cantina that's near the elevator, you buy the VIP wristband that costs 1 million credits, and then you can step in on the elevator and you'll find your machines right there. Now, this area is for more veteran players. I do not recommend going into the whole max slot machines if you've never done Nightlife before. This is for players that have a lot of credits or a lot of ships and are willing and have a lot of space to risk more and hope to gain more. The way these machines work is that you can exchange your ships for a more valuable max version of that ship. For example, I mentioned with the Emperor machine, you can earn 50 Kimping chips as a reward. With the max tokens, you can turn 20 of those Kimping into one single max Kimping token. Once you do that, you will go to the Kimping max machine, which are only available again in the fleet VIP area, and this Kimping max machine will increase your chance to get an overall better reward or multiply your reward. For example, in a normal Kimping machine, I can earn 1 Emperor token. With the Kimping Max machine, I managed to earn 3 Emperor tokens instead. As an extra note, you can also use the Feeling Lucky buff for the Kimping Max machines. Now, you can do the same with the Smugglers and the Emperor machines, where you can sacrifice your ships and turn them into a single max ship. You can also completely skip grinding machines and use your credits directly to buy these max ships. But of course, this is for people that have a ton of credits and are willing to risk it all. Personally, the Kimping one that I just explained is the best one overall I recommend, because the Emperor machine will often give you 50 Kimping ships. So if you don't want to do 50 runs of Kimping machines, you can instead turn those into max Kimping tokens and have a better chance hope to get more Emperor tokens, or just overall better rewards. Now do keep in mind that the camping max machines does not mean that you won't fail at getting a reward. You can still have bad luck and that max ship be a waste. You can also receive 50 camping ships back. You do get at least 15 back sometimes. So it's a risk. However, I don't think it's worth it in Emperor max machines because they will cost you a lot or will be time consuming a lot, and they're still not guaranteed to give you a better reward. So you can still get pretty unlucky. Ultimately, however, it is your credits and your time. So how much are you willing to spend, how much time you have to play and gamble will depend up to you and how much luck you have as well. There's people that are super lucky, there are other people that are very unlucky no matter what they do. As an extra note, the new weapons that they added this year to the Nightlife event are tradable, so you can buy them on the Galactic Trade Network. Last time I checked, they can range from 50 million credits to 100 million credits, which isn't too bad. If you were planning to spend that money in max tokens, then you can just get the weapons themselves directly from people trading them. So I essentially wanted to cover every basis of the Nightlife event so you can then make up your own grinds and plan out your own system of trying out the event. I'm not saying these are the ultimate ways to do the Nightlife event, but it's to give you a guide of where to start, what things to consider, so you can create your own path to playing this event. Hope this guide helps you out, and of course feel free to ask anything in the questions below. And if you have any tips that you want to forward to people here as well, advice not just to me but to other players as well of things that you do, you can hit me up in the comments below as well. See you next time!